What's the first time you met Mcilwain? Do you remember that?
That is actually a really good question.
Did he say, I play drums for Trey Lewis?
Well, you know, I have a gig on weekends, and I drum for Trey Lewis a little bit, you know, go on the road.
Grab the KY, get yourself ready. You got some sliding to do. Hanging out with TL and the boys, maybe some critters too. So get your phone and get on the gram. You know where to find the man. Slide into the DMs, girls on your mind. Slide into the DMs, but baby take your time. Slide, slip it on in. Here we go again. DM Monday.
Welcome back to another episode of the DM Monday podcast. I am Trey Lewis, my co-host Mcilwain, and today's guest is Lil Skinny.
What's up, dog?
Yeah,
how you doing?
I remember when we first met, I was like, "Oh, so your name's Lil Skinny?"
Yeah,
Like,
that's it. Yeah,
I was like, "What the hell?" So I was like, I remember when you when I heard you signed with Catino,
man.
partnership with him. I was like, so I wonder if he's still going to go by like Lil Skinny.
yeah, man.
Do people know your real name or no?
Man, I try not to give that out. You know, I got too many warrants, but I'm just kidding.
What is your real name? Do you?
My real name is Ethan Kuntz.
Ethan Kuntz.
Yeah,
That's
man.
it.
Yeah, but it's spelled like, my last name's kind of spelled like Kuntz, so a lot of people don't know how to pronounce it, so I just try to stay away from it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I found your Facebook. I found some old pictures of you.
Yeah,
didn't I send them to you?
Yeah. I remember you sent me those. Like, is that the same dude?
You had like gel in your hair.
Yeah, just slicked over to the side.
That's pretty great. You've never met Mitch before, have you?
We've been around a couple times, but like
for a guy that knows everybody.
Yeah, I did. I'm on a podcast with somebody I don't know. This is gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be good. I'm gonna ask all the good questions.
Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be awesome.
But so you saw Mcilwain last night?
Yeah,
Where'd you see him at?
I saw Mcilwain everywhere last night. My man was on an expert.
Yeah, what was the term you used when you?
He was fucked up like a turned over tackle box. It got took home by some random women. It was pretty great.
Did you hook up with anybody, Mcilwain?
No.
No.
Came out empty-handed.
We got to get your GoPro back over here.
He probably made out with a fireball shot or two.
Yeah. He's on. He likes Vegas bombs now. That's
you like Vegas bombs now? No, those are good.
He looks like Kickstart.
Oh, green teas are gross. I knew you'd pick something gross.
Yeah.
For a little while, he won screwballs. He was on screwball.
Oh yeah,
bitch.
He still likes some good screwball. He's probably drinking something.
One time, Mcilwain told me he likes Fireball so much because he don't have to brush his teeth.
Yeah,
he just drinks Fireball.
Damn, you been chewing some big red gum? No, it's that Fireball, baby.
It's that Fireball. Let's make out.
He came up and he said, "Bitch, I ain't brushed my teeth in 3 weeks. I just drink Fireball."
It's like mouthwash.
I love this narrative you're making up.
Yeah. Oh, totally making this up.
Yeah.
It's like when we were in Utah. I told when we were in Utah, I told everybody in the camp that I walked in on my manager Alex jacking off, and I totally didn't. I was like he was pointing his toes. I mean, he was almost about to climb in.
Yeah. He said he walked in, and he was like pointing his toes at me, real aggressive, like.
But he totally didn't. It was just funny. I had everybody going. I was like, why would I even make that up?
Yeah. Everybody that says a lie goes, why did I make that up?
Yeah. Totally fabricated.
100%.
Why do they call you Lil Skinny?
So my dad's nickname was Skinny, so I was Little Skinny. So I had it since I was
Have you always been skinny your whole life?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Never. I had a little chubby stage like that 13 and 14-year-old area.
Yeah.
But then it just went away.
It's wild how calling someone skinny is okay, but calling someone like if I was a little fatty, it was okay.
But look, if you put a fedora on his head, who else does he look like right behind your head there?
Kid Rock, yeah.
Yeah. Were you Kid Rock for Halloween one year?
Yeah, I was Kid Rock for Halloween one year. I went to a Halloween party in college just to like Kid Rock, and everybody thought I dressed up like myself.
You kind of do look like Kid Rock back in the day, like Devil Without a Cause.
Yeah.
And you've hung out with Bob, right?
Yeah, I know Bob real well. So
you kind of sound like Matt McKinney when you talk.
The too skinny squared.
Two skinnies, yeah.
Has anyone ever said that? Where are you from?
I'm originally from Nashville, Arkansas.
Oh shit!
Okay. And then I moved to Murfreesboro, Arkansas, and then I moved here.
Really?
Yeah, so it's
So is
really
Arkansas
wild.
just a copy of
Oh,
Tennessee?
100%. There's a Greenbrier, Arkansas, Spring Hill, Arkansas,
Damn.
Mount Pleasant, Texas, not far. It's like all, and it's all correspondent to each other.
What
Like,
were you doing? What were you doing back home? Like when you moved to before you came to Nashville?
Before I came here, so I started playing drums when I was like 12, and
Yeah.
then I did all my whole life. So how I got the nickname was my dad's nickname was Skinny. I was a little skinny. And we
Yeah.
had Skinny Boys Kennels, so we raised hunting hounds.
Oh wow!
And so like we like trained them to run like
Dogs
fox.
and
Yeah, like
everything?
dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were training them to run like fox, deer, and coyotes, and we had like walker hounds or like really long legged beagles.
Yeah.
And we took them out, and that's what I thought I was going to do my whole life. Like I
Was trained dogs.
was trained dogs. Like when I was 13, 14, my dream was going to be I was going to be a Methodist preacher and have like a hunting dog kennel. That's what I was going to do my whole life.
Oh wow!
And like that changed by the time I hit puberty and 15.
You started
around.
playing drums.
I started playing drums when I was 12. And then I got into playing guitar when I was 15 and wound up on American Idol and just
I
shit
didn't
took
know you
off.
were on American Idol.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
so that's how so that's what's happened. It's just like
We got to look it up. Right
Did you
now.
do good on American Idol?
Did you go by Lil Skinny or did you
so
go by
the first time I went by Ethan Kuntz, I went trending for a few days on Twitter with my last name. So I was like, all right, we got to do something
Change
different.
that.
And so yeah, so back then I was doing blues music. So I grew up playing like on Bill Street, Memphis, and was doing
That's
blues
cool.
stuff. And
How you spell Kuntz?
Kuntz.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you make it
Damn.
far on American Idol?
So I was on there twice. So I was on there when I was 15 and I made top
There
200.
it is.
And then
Ethan Kuntz.
yeah, that's it.
American
I had
Idol.
an ag teacher that loved saying that. He knew how to say my name. He wrote.
You were in ag class? FFA?
Look at that guy,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts?
We're watching. We're gonna put it on the screen.
That's you?
Yeah, man.
Sounds just like him.
Nashville, Arkansas. I know where Nashville is.
That's awesome.
Dude, you're the same
Person.
motherfucker you were back then.
I just
You're
look like a
grown
little
up
baby.
a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Like same accent and everything.
yeah,
So
man.
the second time you went on there, did you make it further?
Yeah, man. I made it to the top 40 about 3 years ago. So Chase Beckham season when
Oh
Chase
yeah,
Beckham
yeah.
was on there, I was on that same season, and it was crazy because like Mackenzie Carpenter was on there too. It was a
Do
bunch
you
of-
listen to Chase's music that he
yeah,
puts
yeah,
out?
100%. Yeah,
Did
I
you hear
love
the
stuff.
song that Jordan Walker wrote?
haven't.
It's I'll Take the Bar.
dude?
That song's a banger.
I haven't heard that one yet. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, Jordan wrote it 100% by himself.
Damn.
That's awesome.
So you turned
Anyways.
15, you hit puberty, you probably wanted some girls and started playing guitar.
Yeah, started playing guitar, and then the preacher dream kind of left, which you
Yeah.
know it kind of went out the window, and then started chasing the music scene, man, and I fell in love with it, and then about 16, 17, the American Idol thing kind of wore off, and I just started playing bars. Like I didn't go to either one of my proms. I just played bars every night, and just
Hell
went
yeah.
traveling and stuff.
But see, you did American Idol early enough in your childhood to like not move to Nashville with American Idol.
Right,
Stink
yeah.
on you. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. So like I did that, and then I graduated high school, and I told my parents, I was like, hey, I'm gonna move to Nashville. And when I was 18, they're like, no, you're not. You're gonna
Yeah.
go get this degree, and then we'll help you financially and everything. Morally support you to go to Nashville. So I went to a Christian school, went to a Baptist school, and raised a bunch of hell, and tried to stay in college. And luckily, somehow I graduated. I don't know how
Yeah.
I did, but I went on a guitar scholarship and went to music
nice.
school and got a music business degree. And then I graduated in December. 2 weeks after I graduated, I moved here.
Okay, so you've been here since what, 20?
Yeah, so I've been here for 2 years. I just hit my 2-year anniversary.
nice.
So
Congrats.
Did you know
Congratulations.
anybody or did you just up and move by yourself?
I knew like two
Crew,
or
get
three.
outta here.
I knew like 2 or 3
Go.
people. There's a producer I was working with, Kent Wells.
Yeah.
Then I knew Barrett Baber. Those are the
Yeah.
2 people I knew.
Wow.
And so-
How'd you know Barrett?
So Barrett was on The Voice the same time I was on American Idol. And we were
Yeah.
both from Arkansas. And so we got paired up to like on every, different festival and like 4th of July celebration around small town
Yeah.
Arkansas. And I'd open up for him. So
Oh, yeah.
I know him since I was 15, 16. And he just kind of was that big brother mentor kind of mentality to me.
Yeah, and he wrote Nothing on You,
Yeah,
Cody
man.
Johnson.
And so he started like he told me like he didn't like do shit for me, but what was cool about Barrett was like he's like, hey man, meet these 3 people and go to these 3 places and see where it takes you. And
Yeah.
and that's what I did. I just started going out and I never stayed at home.
Yeah, he's like one of the nicest dudes
Dude.
that I know.
And
what
he,
were the 3 places?
so he told me to go to the local, Live Oak, and where else he told me? He told me somewhere
Winners,
else.
losers.
Yeah, probably Losers. It was something
Yeah.
like that. But I remember the 2, and he's like, you need to go meet Terry J. Box and go
Yeah.
meet Mark Ass and Chandler.
Yeah.
And I did. And so I just started bumping around. And then I'll never forget, I met Jeff Reed at the local. And I give Jeff a lot of credit for me meeting a lot of people first on, because me and him went on like a 10 or 11 day bender. And like we just started meeting people. And that dude knows so many people. And it was awesome. And we just like, that's kind of how I met, just everybody around.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you know everybody. It's pretty cool. And that's like, I know Mitch made the comparison to Matt McKinney, but it's like, that's how Matt McKinney was. Like, he had this ability to bring different, like, there's so many people that I wouldn't have hung out with when I first moved here.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Matt McKinney bringing in, like, different groups.
Right.
Different people,
together.
Connecting. And that's pretty cool. I feel like you kind of have that effect on people too. So it's definitely a good skill set to have.
What's real cool about it is, since I was a kid, I've always loved people and just like being out and being real social. And so when I came to town, everybody told me it was, it was a 10-year town, and, before things were going to kind of start happening for me. So I was like, man, I got all the time in the world. I'm 22, 23.
Yeah.
I need some friends. I'm just going to go out and make some friends. And then hopefully, down the road, all the other stuff happen. This is going to start happening. And because I made so many cool friends and everything, I've been really blessed. Like opportunities just started opening, doors started opening. Yeah. Things been really great. So I've got to have a little success, but that wasn't the intention. It was just like, hey, I just want some good friends and not be lonely.
Be around some damn good people.
Yeah, man.
So you get here to Nashville and you go out to these 2 or 3 places and just start meeting people. And,
yeah, man.
And you played at Losers a pretty good bit, right?
Yeah, man. So after being in town for about 2 or 3 months, I ended up getting a house gig over at Losers. And I started off just doing like the shitty shifts is what I call them, the shitty shifts, like, like 11 to 2s on Sundays and stuff, And then Chris and Rucci was kind of doing the same thing at the same time. And then all of a sudden they asked, hey, we got an opening, 6 to 10 Fridays and Saturdays. We want to put y'all together. And I kind of knew Chris, but we didn't really know each other. They just put us together and like, we want y'all to start doing it.
Who's Chris? What's his name?
Andrew Rucci.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The foreign walling.
Yeah.
They go on. But anyways, so they put us together and we started having a house gig every Friday, Saturday at Losers. And we did a thing 2 to 6 on Sunday at Losers as well. So I just started gigging and doing that. And then when the summer kicked up, they're like, hey, would y'all want to build a band? And so that kind of took off and people started kind of, we started building a little fan base there. Yeah. And started happening. And then it just, got to partying every night, meeting everybody, and started going from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's talk about you getting up with Catino and all that.
Yeah,
How did all that go down?
So that's actually a wild story. So that all started when the Losers sent me out to Vegas.
Yeah.
So they sent me out to Vegas 2 years ago or technically like a year ago because it always happens in December. They sent me out to the NFR, and me and Chris had a 10-day residency out there, and I met a bareback rider named Rocker Steiner. Yeah. And me and Rocker became homies, and he's like my little brother now. Well, his uncle had a career back in the day, Tommy Shane Steiner, and his producer was Jimmy Ritchie. Well, so when Rocker and them were about to leave Vegas after 10 days, they called Jimmy Ritchie up. It was like, hey, you need to meet Skinny. And so this guy, Jimmy Ritchie, starts blowing me out, and I was like, I don't know who this guy is. And I started looking up. I was like, I might need to call this dude back. Yeah. So I called him back and I was like, hey, man, what's going on? And he's like, man, come over to my house. I want to meet you. So I come over there and I thought, I was going to be there for 20, 30 minutes. Yeah. I left 4.5 hours later. Me and just like hit it off. I hung out at his house and he's like, man, I want to work with you. And he connected me with Catino. Yeah. And so we started talking with Catino about what we kind of want to do and, the direction we want to take my music. And they get to him and Catino signed me together on a development deal. And then a few months later, they got me, writing at Sony. And after about 4 or 5 months of seeing the stuff we were putting out, they're like, hey, we want to offer you a publishing deal. So that's how I got signed over there writing songs.
Yeah, I saw you were, I remember one day I walked into the fire hall and you were writing with
probably the brothers.
The brothers, yeah.
Isabel brothers.
Isabel brothers.
Love those guys.
And your first song you put out was, what's the name of it?
Yeah, so the first one we put out was Let's Have a Ball. I wrote
Let's Have a Ball, yeah.
That was with Rivers Rutherford.
Yeah.
And then the second one we just put out like a month ago was Red Earth Blacktop. And that was the day you walked in. Yeah. That was the song we wrote.
Yeah.
Isabel brothers.
That Let's Have a Ball is a really funny song. What does it say?
I might be a little skinny. I might not be that pretty, but the girls party with me because my legs are mighty long.
Yes, my legs are mighty long. But it's really cool that like you know, sometimes you see people move to Nashville and, you know, getting a publishing deal or, you know, get into recording or whatever, and their sound kind of changes, you know.
Right.
Yours has kind of stayed, I mean, you've kind of stayed true to your sound and like what you do, and it's like this Southern rock thing, and it's really cool.
100%. Yeah, like since I was 15, like I kind of knew what I was into, and I never really wanted to differentiate from that. And so, like when I came to town, that was the one thing I was kind of looking for. And you know, I had some other meetings and talked with some other people, and that was the one thing I loved. You know, talking with Katina and Richie. You know, we sit down. I was like, hey, I'm a big fan of Texas Red Dirt stuff. And I really respect some of those guys, you know, sticking to what they do. Yeah. And I said, but there's opportunities I see that they don't get that are in Nashville that I love to be a part of. Yeah. And so, I mean, this is a sound I want to do, and this is, you know, the area I want to do it in. And they're like, well, we don't want to change anything. We just want to help, you know, make you successful. And when they said that, I was all in. Yeah. Because that's, you know, that's the direction I wanted to go.
Yeah, that's great, man. Katino's awesome. Have you been to his lake place yet?
Man, I haven't been down there yet. Yeah. So
I saw him today. I was like, man, we need to hang out more often.
Yeah, we need to go down there and hang out with little cowboy Jimmy C.
Dude, he's wild.
I haven't got to party with him yet.
Yeah, we went down there to his lake place. It was me, Maxwell, McVie, Jordan Walker, Adam Craig, I think.
Love Adam.
Maybe one other, but we went down there and we wrote. I have a song on my record called "I Quit." Yeah, and we wrote that song that day, but Katino had COVID. It almost killed him. Yeah. Oh, shit. It was like he was in the hospital. He had to get like transfusions and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it was nuts. So we had to end up leaving that trip. That was when COVID was like a real, like serious threat. Thing, yeah. So, but yeah, I haven't been back down there since, but I would love to get back down there.
Yeah, cool. Man. We got to give him a holler for sure.
Who's Katino?
Jim Katino.
Yeah. Yep. Who's that? I heard y'all said that a couple times.
He
no idea who that is.
Just a couple.
he's a publisher at Sony.
Cool.
Yeah. With Kent. Verse 2.
Kent Earls. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've heard the name a bunch, but for my sake and for the listeners.
But he used to work at Sony. He was the VP?
Sony. VP on the record side.
Sony Records, yeah.
Oh, sick.
And he left and started his own thing with Kent. And
he brought on like Chris Young, Tyler Farr, a bunch of guys.
That's awesome. Cool.
Up.
So are you signed to Verse 2 then with Sony?
No, so Drop Time is his own thing, kind of like Verse 2. Cool. It's the same joint venture deal, but it's Katino's side. So Kent's got Verse 2, and then Katino's got Drop Time, and so I'm with Drop Time and joint venture with Sony.
Yeah, for publishing. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I want to talk about your rings.
Yeah, man.
You always wore rings, man?
Man, so
that's something that I think is cool. But I got little fat fingers, so I've never ventured into it. But I think rings are pretty cool.
Have you punched anybody with those things or what?
Well, I mean, that's kind of why I go by Lil Skinny. You know, those wearing some skin. But no, I haven't had to use them too often. But I always like to call my insurance policy. They all mean something to me. It started with one, and then it started with the couple. And
what's the thumb would say? Fuck.
That's just fuck you. Yeah, it's King Baby ring.
Which one means the most to you? Let's just go with the story of one of them.
So this one probably means the most because this one was actually a gift.
Was that an eagle?
This is actually a line.
It was a line. Cool.
And so Taylor Austin Dye actually gave me this. And
awesome. She's been on the pod.
Yeah, so I love Tad, and Tad's like my sister. And so she gave me that for being in her music video. I don't know if you see Rest in Peace. I was actually the drunk abusive husband.
Is that the J. Michael Adams?
So I'm J. Michael Adams. Okay, yeah. In the music video. It's crazy. So like I wore a wife beater and act like I'm real abusive and drunk, and it was fun.
Yeah, I think they wrote that song like Christmas Eve or Thanksgiving or something. I remember walking in the fire hall and they were the only ones in there writing.
Her and Nicole and them.
And Utley.
Chris Utley, love that dude. So that's what's funny is I did some acting for a while. So when I first came to town, the first month or two, I couldn't get music gigs because the competition was so high. But my little brother had done some acting stuff before, and so like I saw some of his forms come to email, and my mom was like, send me stuff. I was like, hey, if you want to make a couple $100 today, they're having like a background, like they're looking for background actors. So I never acted before in my life, and I would like put in for these things. Well, I didn't know how big.
In Nashville?
Here in Nashville. Wow. And I didn't know how big they were. And the first one I did was Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran's music video.
Oh, nice.
And I walked in it, and like I'm like playing bass in like this band scene, and then like I'm like taking shots in this college party and stuff, and it was wild. And
That's
then I started
crazy.
doing other stuff.
You were making money doing that?
Yeah, man, I was in a Lifetime movie with Mario Lopez, and like,
Oh, wow.
it was wild.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so like I just was doing the acting thing, and then I got the Losers gig, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I'm done.
Yeah, so you didn't work any other like odd jobs when you were?
No, so I've done music full time, and then acting on the side. I like never had to get a real job. I did when I was back in Arkansas during the summers and winters, like in between college. My dad made me go to Tyson Foods and work because that's where he works.
Yeah.
And so I'd have to go like back dock and work in the shipping stuff and wash out
here.
trailers in summertime and stuff. It sucked, and I was making more on the weekends than I was making during the week. And so it was pretty cool because I was like, Dad, why am I doing this if I'm making more on the weekends than I am in the week? And he's like, well, if you want this music thing to work out, then you better make it work because this is what you're going to come back doing.
Yeah.
So,
Does your dad still raise dogs back home?
now, so we sold them when I was 18 because when I moved to college and everything, we had so many of them. So we raised between like 20 to 30 of ours. And then we had like a guy that we like partnered with, and he'd have like 50, 60 hounds. And so like between us, we had nearly 100 hounds.
You can take that puppy with you. I saw it out in the yard eating its own shit earlier. So if you can train it to not
bring
do
it back.
that,
Yeah. No, well, I can't help but shoot either. Just kidding.
yeah. Crew's a good dog. He's just being a brat today.
Heck
wants
yeah.
a treat.
He wants the attention.
I love it though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I've always been a big hound guy. And
So what kind of music is your influence like growing up? Like from your look, like it seems like maybe you drove like a Camaro, like an old Camaro here, or like like a fucking Thunderbird or something. I don't know.
no, man, I actually drove.
You
Like,
seem like fucking rock and roll. Like,
dude, I was a big rock and roll fan. Like, I actually drove a big jacked up truck that I called Old Blue back home. This thing had 35-inch tires, 20-inch wheels, a 6-inch lift, had steel bumpers on the front and back, light bars.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
It was badass, dude. It was
what kind of music was playing in Old Blue?
Old Blue was like, I'll listen to everything, man. I'm a fan of good music. If it's good, I'll listen to it. But like, I grew up, like, I want to be a Stevie Ray Vaughan dude.
Yeah.
So like, I was big into blues music, want to be the next Stevie Ray Vaughan. So like, I was listening like that, Kenny Wayne Shepherd and different guys. And then after like the 17, 18-year-old, phase kind of left, I got into, Texas Red Dirt stuff. And then I always was a Southern rock fan. I love grunge. Like,
Yeah.
I was a little bit all over the place. But now I listen to, a lot of like folk and songwriter stuff. So I listen to a lot of like Guy Clark and Townes Van Zandt and that kind of thing. So I go a little bit everywhere. But like the stuff that naturally comes out of me that I feel like fits my voice best and everything is like the Skinner
Yeah.
kind of on the blues.
Southern rock, baby.
Yeah, swampy stuff. So.
Yeah.
What made you grow your hair out?
Because all the guitar players were doing it that I was playing with, and I had like this short buzz cut, and I wore a ball cap just like I do now. Like that's
Yeah.
what I did in high school. And then I graduated early, so I graduated like December of my senior year, still like in May. Well, by May came around, all the dudes were doing it because Morgan Wallen came out.
Oh yeah, dude.
And so then everybody
I
at
remember-
my high school had the same flow, ball cap, and I'm like, you bitches.
Dude, I remember I used to wear a mullet wig back in the day.
Yeah.
And this is like before I was bald, because I'm bald now. And I was like, dude, this thing is fucking awesome. And then
Pimpin'.
Morgan Wallen comes along and makes the mullet cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, during COVID, me and Trey lived together. You had to do those COVID haircuts where you're cutting your own hair at your house and stuff.
Right.
And Trey tried as desperately as he could to make the rat tail come
yeah,
back, dude.
trying to make the rat tail come
Like,
back.
he would grow his hair out as long as he could. He'd be like, all right, cut it in a rat tail.
Yeah, had a rat
And
tail.
one time we went to Kroger and we saw this old man. And he had like a long rat tail, like braided with shit in it.
He
you
was
could tell
about that life.
he had it for probably 20
Yeah.
or 30 years. And dude, Trey lit up like a Christmas tree. He's like, dude, that fucking rat tail's awesome. And the guy looked at him, like, are you joking on me? I'm confused. And then Trey was like, look at mine.
I was like, can I take a picture of this thing? And like, I'm taking a video of it. And I'm like, dude, that rat tail's awesome. Thank you for letting me take a video of your rat tail. I have to find it. It's pretty great.
Yeah, so I used to have to like use my beard trimmer to shave his head into a rat tail.
And I follow this guy on Instagram that has like a rat tail. I can't remember his name, but like he's been growing it for years, dude.
Bro.
Yeah, COVID was a weird time. So.
If I ever
What were
start-
you doing during COVID?
During COVID, so I actually was like playing like a bunch of private shows. So like COVID was actually really good for me because like
Yeah.
I wasn't like so like I wouldn't say like beginner level. I wasn't so not well known. I couldn't get shows, but I wasn't like didn't have a huge following. So I was able to like do like 75 people, 100 people, like private shows, like around Texarkana area.
Yeah.
And so I was doing those like 3 or 4 times a weekend and going playing for doctors and stuff, like locking themselves up in their house and like just getting hammered and stuff.
Did you ever just playing like just guitar like for a band, or were you always fronting?
Yeah, man. So I did some guitar gigs. So there's a group in town called the Springs.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember them, but so I actually played guitar for them and went on a little tour. But like I respect side guys, and I'm glad I went and did it and like was in their shoes, because there's a lot of work of like playing to somebody else's style.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was very good at it, because I had my thing and I wanted to like be my persona. I didn't want to like dress down. Like I always want to be the front guy. So like I kind of gave up that dream of like being somebody's guitar player pretty quick.
Yeah.
But because it just like, when you like play somebody else's music, like you have to dwell yourself in that style and like listen to it. And I feel like when I would go back to my music, it would kind of mess up a little bit of like what I was trying to do.
Yeah, it's like playing golf when you're a baseball player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kinda fucks you up a
Yeah,
little.
it fucks up your swing. And
Yeah.
so that's what I was kind of struggling with that. So I was like, I just need to, focus on writing my material and
Yeah.
all my stuff. So
Do you play any sports?
man, I wasn't never a sports guy
Never a
much.
sports guy.
Yeah, I played a little baseball until I was like 12, but
Yeah.
I kind of did every sport, but my favorite was I worked a lot of trap meets and did like managing stuff and statistics and everything. But I always loved being around sports. I just didn't want to be in them.
There you go. What's social media look like for you?
Man, social media,
TikTok, Instagram, all
all right. I'm not very good at TikTok. I should be a lot better at it, but it's growing. I guess we're trying to hammer at it, but.
Have you had any viral moments?
Not really.
No.
Not crazy stuff. The most viral moments was, being on TV with the Idol stuff. And then
Yeah.
when I went back the second time, they didn't air me, and I made it all the way to top 40. Spent 30 days in LA.
That's wow.
And they
dude.
never
You never got on TV?
I was like basically used as a background actor. Like they never put my name, they never put my audition.
When you were doing that, were you allowed to tell people you were out there American Idoling?
Certain people, so like if you were working or school or stuff, you can tell those, but like you were like really not allowed to,
Like make it super public.
super public. Like you could like, it was weird. Like you could post, say, I auditioned for American Idol. But
Yeah.
you couldn't say, hey, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to do this. Like it's coming out then. You just can put up like random post. Hey, I'm on, or I auditioned for American Idol.
Were they strict about it? Were they like watching your shit?
Yeah, like so they wouldn't get on to you. You
Yeah.
would just see people that were posting a lot of stuff they should be posting get cut.
Oh,
And so,
wow.
yeah, so it was like Squid Games almost.
Yeah.
It was
Good luck.
good luck, bro. It was just like, because like I noticed like the people that were just like, oh, I'm going to sit American Idol today instead of stuff when they should have been like just coasting and keeping their mouth shut.
Yeah.
You like all of a sudden you would just see boom.
Yeah.
Was it real competitive, like with you and the other people on American Idol? Were y'all like backstabbing each other, or were y'all friends, like trying to get to the end, or what?
No, most of that was producers. So
Yeah.
the producers would go around and like be like, hey, so and so said this about you, or so and so said that, and like you never knew like who was coming at who, but they weren't. It was basically the producers kind of getting in people's head.
Yeah.
And like they do certain things like you don't like something will happen on lunch or something, and like instead of eating at 11, you'll eat at like 4 or something, and you'll just like be up like. You would go to bed at like midnight and then have to get up 5 o'clock to be at 7 o'clock, call time and stuff.
Yeah, really.
And then you're just dead running the whole time. And then there'll be stuff like that and mishaps with food and stuff. Like, so you haven't ate a lot, you haven't slept a lot, and you just kind of get, mentally delirious.
Would you go on American Idol again?
Probably not a third time. I had to redeem myself the second time, and I'm glad
Yeah.
I did. Because like when I had only been playing 6 months. So this is a cool story. I'll tell you how I got on American Idol was I wasn't even really trying to do the music thing. I was doing it more as a hobby. And I'd been playing guitar for about 5 or 6 months and singing a little bit. And we had moved from Nashville, Arkansas to Murfreesboro, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
And when we moved to Murfreesboro, we got this big pond, about a 4-acre pond and 60 acres and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And I was trying to get a flat bottom boat to fish this pond.
Yeah.
And so right down the street, there is a flat bottom boat for sale for $300. And so I'm looking for a get rich quick scheme to get this $300. And I asked my parents for it. And they're like, no, you need to work for what you get. And I'm like, okay. So I'm looking around, and over in Hope, Arkansas, there's a watermelon festival every year, and they had a talent show called Watermelon Idol. And Watermelon Idol's cash prize, if you won it, was $300.
Dang.
And you got to open up. It was the exact same amount of money, and you got to open up for Sammy Kershaw. It was like a trailer trash dream, bro.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And so I was like, this is what I'm going to do. So you had to go qualify on a Tuesday.
It's like a Hallmark movie.
Dude, it's so wild. So you had to go qualify on a Tuesday to make the top 5, and the top 5 came back on Saturday. So there's like 20 people there. I go play my little song, and I'm singing. And
You sing original song or cover?
No, I sang Can't You See with Marshall Tucker.
Oh, yeah.
And so I go up there and I'm like, can't you see? Doing my little thing. And then I wait for them to call it out. I don't make the top 5. I'm all pissed off. And Mom comes up to me. She goes, hey, since you don't have plans on Saturday like you thought you were going to, she's like, when we go up to Little Rock, they're having American Idol auditions. I said, Mom, if I can't make American Idol or Watermelon Idol, how the fuck am I going to make American Idol? She's like, let's just go do it. So we didn't know you had to wait in line all day.
Yeah.
So we get up there at like 9 or 10 o'clock, and we had to wait all damn day because everybody's been there since 6 in the morning. So we wait all day. I audition at 7 or 8 o'clock, and they're like, and I go through a couple of rounds there, and they're like, come back tomorrow. So we go all the way back home from Little Rock, which is about 2.5 hours, drive up the next morning, get there about 6, 7. And I go through 2 or 3 rounds that day, and they're like, come back in a few months, we're going to put you on TV. And it just went from there. But that's
Did you ever get the boat?
Oh, yeah, I ended up getting the boat. And that's actually the screensaver on my phone.
Is that boat?
Is the sunset with that boat in the water. so I remember where I come from.
Where you're from.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it's
cool.
cool.
Send me that picture.
Yeah, I still got the flat bottom boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I tried out for The Voice like 6 times. So
I tried out The Voice before American Idol, and that's another reason why I kind of didn't want to do it, because I had the Voice to tell me no and everything. It's like, man, I don't know about these television shows. And
yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know. I still don't think I can make it on those shows.
yeah.
You know?
I was surprised I made as far as I did, and I sound like I'm down in it. Like, it was a great experience, and I probably wouldn't be here without it. But then there's also some things that, I love seeing the artists that don't do those shows, that just solely do it independently like you did, that I respect a lot more, because these people are really grinding. They're out here they didn't have opportunities like I did to boost their stuff. So
yeah, well, I had TikTok, so
right, yeah, 100%.
We were talking about it with another guest we had on the podcast, but it's like my situation, I had a super viral moment, but nobody sees the 10 years it took me to get there,
right?
Or the 12 years it took me to even get to that point, to finally just being like, well, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I've been putting out music since 2013 and nobody ever gave a shit. So
100%.
I'm gonna sing this song about Dick down in Dallas, and just for fun. And then it just went viral. Just went crazy, dude.
Yeah, man, I can't imagine.
Where were you when that song popped off?
Dude, I'll never forget. So I remember the first time I heard Dick Down Dallas. I was in college.
Yeah.
At a Christian school. Pumping this shit in my big blue truck. Running through Washita Madness. Yeah. And I heard Dick Down Dallas because I saw it on Koe Wetzel's story.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'll never forget. Koe was like, dude, Dick Down Dallas slaps. I'm like, what is this? And cranked it up, and my life was changed.
That's awesome, dude.
It was awesome.
That's awesome. Have you hung out with Koe Wetzel or
man.
met him?
Yeah, so I go. So I've hung out with Koe a few times and got some stories with him. I think one of my favorite stories is we got kicked out of Red Door Midtown and Red Door East in the same night.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
nice.
that was fun. It's a really fun time. One of my really good friends from Arkansas, he passed on now, but Ryan Mallett, the quarterback. Mm-hmm. Me and Ryan were really close, and we walked in the Red Door, and Koe was in there, and I kind of knew Koe, but I knew all of his boys. I knew Neville and Yo-Yo and Trey, and so I wasn't really cool with Koe. Well, supposedly Koe was a big Ryan Mallett fan. I didn't know it from high school football, so he sees Ryan, and he's like, "Bro, is that Ryan Mallett? What's up, buddy?" And they start taking rumple shots, and I'm hanging out and driving Ryan around. And it got really packed, and so Red Doors get kind of crazy. So we were like, we're gonna go over to Red Door East, and they kind of started pushing us out, anyways, and so because we were getting kind of wild. So we go to Red Door East, and I'll never forget. I can't remember what happened because I stepped outside on a phone call, but they come busting, barreling out there like, we gotta go, and I'm like, why do we gotta go? They're just like, don't ask. And I've heard several stories. I heard a couple of the dudes were getting into it in there, and a fight broke out, and then I heard that Koe through shot glass at the bartender. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
But it doesn't matter. It was at the point of the night we need to go home anyways. But
so you spent a lot of time in winners,
yeah,
or losers.
Yeah, man.
What's some of the craziest shit you've seen in that place? Because, like, dude, I've stayed out past midnight in Midtown, like, probably a handful of times, because I don't drink. After midnight, it's like having a conversation with somebody who's like, I'm just like, what am I doing here? I'm not. It's like talking to Mcilwain regularly.
That's Mcilwain last night.
But not really. But past midnight, everybody's fucked up like Mcilwain.
What's the first time you met Mcilwain? Do you remember that?
Oh, shit. That is actually a really good question.
Did he say, I play drums for Trey Lewis?
Well, I have a gig on weekends. I drum for Trey Lewis a little bit. Go on the road. You ever been down to Alabama?
That's pretty fucking good, dude.
He'll say it all with 2 Miller Lights in his hands and a shot of Fireball, holding it all like that.
Hey, Skinny, you gonna come to show this weekend? Yeah, it's all about Mcilwain.
This is great because I'm usually the one doing the Mcilwain impressions.
No, I'll never forget one time. He's like, bro. He said, so he was filling in for one of Chris's drummers or something. I'll never forget this, and I can't remember what happened, but he fell off the drum set. Remember that? He got drunk and fell off the drum set, and Chris is like, bro, like, I just looked back and he said the drum stopped, and Mcilwain's like trying to get back up.
Where was that at?
Losers. Yeah.
That's great, dude.
Yeah. We went into
so there's one of the wild times that Losers.
Yeah, we went into the we went to this party at Layer Cake when I was over at WME. And then we went to Alan Jackson's after. Mcilwain got up and played the drums. He said he had no business playing drums that night, but my manager was so embarrassed that he walked outside.
Damn.
It was funny.
It's awesome.
Mcilwain's a great drummer, by the way. If you need a drummer, hit him up. But, if he's been drinking, don't let him play.
Yeah. And he doesn't brush his teeth regularly.
Fireball.
If you're a band that likes to party, call Mcilwain at 1-800 Give a Fuck.
Man, we had some wild days back in the day when it was just, when it was just the original four. Me and Mcilwain got in a fist fight one time. I think we've talked about that on this podcast.
I don't know.
I haven't heard this story.
Have we?
I don't know.
Can we tell it, Mcilwain?
Oh, yeah, we could.
So basically what happened...
you're never going to get the gig again.
Yeah.
So.
That's me.
I want to tell my story about Mcilwain after.
All right.
Yeah, and I gotta tell something that Mcilwain said last night too. It's really funny
because he probably doesn't remember.
No, he started laughing. He remembers exactly what I'm fixing to say.
No, he's laughing because he don't remember.
So we're playing down at in Delray, Florida. We used to do all the Tin Roof gigs, and
I gotta record
Mcilwain and Terry. They brought their own bottle of Fireball to the gig. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because you get free wells when you play Tin Roof, but who's going to drink wells when you play for 4 hours and don't get a break? You know what I mean? Yeah. So they're like drinking Fireball, and like Terry looks over me at one point, and he's like, "Dude, I can't even see my own fretboard,
bro. That's bad."
And like we had this one song, Jason Aldean, Take a Little Ride, and it's like the CMA performance version. So there's like this cool intro, and I always knew when Mcilwain was starting to get a little off the click and he was like drunk that I would call that song and we would play it. And if he could somehow wean himself back in, then like he would be locked back in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm about to call that song. I call that song and it's just like, he was playing. I don't know what he was playing. So basically Terry kind of like pulled himself together enough, but I had to finish the night acoustic.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like the last hour, and like while Mcilwain was off the stage, he spilled Fireball on the lady that booked us down there, and then so we're like in the van, and I don't know why I booked an Airbnb like 30 minutes from where we played, and Mcilwain's just going on and on. He's like, "I'm just gonna quit, like for this," and I was just like, I wasn't gonna say anything, but like, yeah, dude, like fuck you. And we get back to the Airbnb, and I just go in the room. I'm just like pissed, like I'm just like whatever. Hopefully this is better tomorrow. I hear Mcilwain in the phone on the phone with the sound man from the venue, asking him to find a replacement drummer because he wasn't going to play.
Oh shit!
And I just walked in there. I think I just punched him right in the face. Yeah, I don't really know how it went down, but we hugged it out the next day, and we finished the weekend. And I think we went back down there like a weekend later. But that was
we had to tell him I wasn't coming.
yeah. But you still did.
Yeah. It was that bad.
We've been through some shit, man. And when the time came when the guys stepped down from the roles, when Terry and Mitch went their separate ways, Mcilwain stayed, and he's been a great addition.
That's it. Yeah.
He's really stepped into his role, and I appreciate him staying around.
What did he say last night?
Well,
Yeah.
we love you, Mcilwain. I just want you to know this. This is really funny because Mcilwain's like, bro, we're gonna have Skinny on the pod tomorrow, and I'm like, yeah, man, I can't wait. He's like, bro, he said when you get in there, you better go deep into it. He didn't know we were gonna go deep into roasting on his ass.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was great. He's like, bro, you just got to go dive deep into it, bro. Just dive deep into it. He didn't know we were going to dive into roasting him.
All right, let's hear yours, Mitch.
Yeah.
So Mcilwain was playing drums for Trey when we first moved to town.
Yeah.
Me, Trey, Clay, and Ella lived together, and so Mcilwain lived in Alabama still, and they'd always come up and stay and sleep on our sofas and shit. And one time they came and Dick Down Dallas had just happened.
Yeah.
And they came up and stayed on the sofa. Mcilwain got shit faced, and he walked in the living room. I stayed at home. I didn't go out with him because I was playing World of Warcraft. And I know that's weird, but I was doing it. It's the truth.
Yeah.
So I'm completely sober. They get home like 3 a.m. and everybody's stumbling downstairs. So I go downstairs, check it out. And Mcilwain comes in, and they're all arguing at each other. Yeah, y'all never open for us. Y'all will never open for us. And he's like pointing to Ella and Clay. He's like, you guys are not good enough to open for us. Like, you guys will never open for us.
Who opened for us the most in the first 2 years of Dick Down in Dallas?
Funny. And like
Ella
I'm
Langley.
so glad Ella's not here.
everybody's like so passive, dude. And like Clay and Ella and everybody, they're real passive, and I'm not. I always speak my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, fuck you, Mcilwain.
Somebody's got to, yeah. Fuck you.
And I was like, fuck you. And first of all, it's opening for Trey, not us. And he got so mad at me. And then he went to bed. It was awesome, dude. But Mcilwain is my roommate now. And everybody always asks me, they're like, dude, how's it having Mcilwain as a roommate?
He's
Like,
never there.
dude, he's the best roommate you can ever have. Like, dude, the fucking kitchen is always clean. He takes the trash out if it like little bit before it even needs to be taken out.
This is why I respect Mcilwain.
Like,
work hard, play hard.
The dishes, like the first week he moved in, he organized the pantry.
Bruh.
He was like, dude, I hope you're not mad, but I organized the pantry. And I was like, dude, I'm not mad at all. And he was like, dude, because there was some stuff that expired 2
Like if
years
he
ago.
drinks the last water, he'll go buy.
He'll go buy 2 cases of water, dude. Because we have bottles of water. And if he drinks the last one, or if there's 5 left, he'll go buy 2 cases.
Bro.
Like, dude, paper towels, he does it all, man. He's the best roommate you can
I
have.
feel like we need some water.
And then one day, one day I asked him, I got a computer set up with 2 like monitor speakers that mount to the wall. And I had to move my computer out of the thing. His room was the studio. Anyway, I told him, I was like, yeah, dude, I really want to mount these speakers. I don't got enough time. Like, I'm pretty busy. And I remember I came home one day and the fucking things were mounted, dude. Like,
It's
mounted.
ain't hard. You're just getting cables and shit.
It ain't hard to get that drill bit out.
Dude, so Mcilwain is the fucking, he's the man, dude.
Who do you live with, Skinny?
Man, I live by myself.
Do you?
Yeah.
Where at?
I live over about 10 minutes from y'all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So not
You got a
far,
house
huh?
or an apartment?
Yeah, I got an apartment, 3-bedroom house and stuff. So my family comes in and stays and usually like a vacation home. So
Damn, that's cool.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
man, it's been cool. So,
Well,
yeah.
don't steal Mcilwain, motherfucker.
So no roommates. How messy is your crib?
Oh, bro, it's a bachelor pad. You know what it is. Oh, dude, 100%.
Did you bring the big blue truck to Nashville?
No, I didn't. So I sold it to move to Nashville.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a car here? Or do you?
Yeah, I have a car. So I got like a little terrain AT4 thing that
nice.
it still goes like, all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, but it's blacked out, and I drive around it. But what's cool about it is I can throw a whole sound system in the back of it.
Throw a PA
Yeah, I
in
can
it,
throw a
yeah.
whole 3 15-inch
Yeah,
powered speaker PA in it and roll and hit the road.
Yeah.
that's badass.
And suitcase and everything, all my guitar gear. It takes it's a jigsaw puzzle, but I can make it work.
Yeah, we know all about that.
Did you ever grow up hunting then, since you raised dogs?
Oh yeah, man. That's all I did. That's why I thought I was just going to hunt and fish my whole life.
Did you do a lot of duck hunting? I just recently got a duck hunting to go to Arkansas and stuff.
Man, I didn't do any duck hunting until I was 18, 19 when I was in college. So what was crazy was we hunted with dogs, and so you can hunt with dogs all year round in certain places and stuff, and certain things. But to deer hunt with dogs, there's only like a 10-day season where we're at. And so that dog season always was the open weekend duck season. So I never did that. I'd rather, drive around and, get out and shoot.
What exactly does it mean to hunt with a dog? I've never done that. So they kind of rile up the deer and get them moving, and you shoot them on the move, or what?
Oh, you shoot them on the move.
So do they make the deer move towards you though? Is that what they're trying to do?
So you gotta go chase dogs. So what you do is you go find a trail or something, you go in the block of woods, get a bunch of buddies, they surround it.
You go in the woods?
What?
What did you
Yeah,
say?
you go in the woods and you get a bunch of buddies and they surround a block of woods.
Okay.
And so you take trucks and you back your truck up there into the trail, basically go off in the ditch, and you open up the tailgate and you let your dogs out. And sometimes you have to walk them, but good hounds, they'll start sniffing, they'll go chase this trail. Well, they'll pick up on the trail and start barking and get after a deer and start trailing this deer up. Once they start getting behind it, they'll run it and chase it. Well, you're tracking and listening to dogs run, and you got to go get in front of them. Well, you go get out a clear cut or open spot, and when that deer comes out, boom, 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 boom.
Dude, that's cool.
It's fun.
So you're shooting it with like a semi-auto?
Oh no, automatics. A lot of guys use AR-15s.
Is that legal or what?
Oh yeah, it's legal.
Okay.
I mean, it's to the extent like you've got to play by the rules. Like you can't shoot on the roads. You can't. There's certain things like that.
Do dogs get injured a lot doing that, like accidentally?
Well, it depends. It depends on who's shooting. So like I've seen some dogs get hurt, but it basically depends on. So like there are some guys that come from out of state that they have dogs, and like so the dogs we had were like competition hounds. They're trained, but they're fast.
Yeah.
Like we kept fast hounds, and they're conditioned. A lot of the guys will get, and we had like there'll be a pack of 10 or 12 running, and they're hauling ass like they're going 20 mile an hour.
So that's what Blake Shelton with the dogs.
Oh yeah,
that's what that means.
Yeah,
Cool.
And the dogs running. Yeah, that's exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, and so, but then there's some people that like have older hounds that are way behind them.
Yeah.
And so like you got to be pretty out front of the deer, and like they'll shoot the deer, and then a couple of minutes later, here come the dogs pushing. But our dogs are right on the deer, so like you got to be careful. And so a lot of those people, like we've had some accidents.
Do your dogs ever catch the deer and like tackle it down?
If they're wounded or they've been beat up, yeah, I've seen them take the deer stuff.
How long has the deer have been in that spot for them to catch a scent? Could the deer have passed there like 5 hours ago and they'll smell it out?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've seen them like about a day old, about the oldest. Yeah, about the oldest. And what's cool is they got tracking hounds now, like blood tracking hounds, which is crazy. Is that they're training them not to smell for the blood anymore. There's a special gland in their hoof. Yeah. That like when they're under distress, like when they're shot and they're hurt, there's a certain scent that comes out of that gland in their hoof they smell that, so they don't have to have blood to track the deer. Oh wow! And so that's like why you're seeing like these, I think it's 56 hours is the longest it has to be. Like that's the longest the smell. The smell has to be since they went through there that the dog can smell it.
That's wild, dude. I mean, I just got into duck hunting 2 years ago, and the ability for the dogs, some of the things the dogs do is so impressive.
Yeah, we watch.
As people, we don't deserve dogs, man. Dogs,
they're nuts, man.
Cool.
They're so fucking cool, and that's crazy. Did you keep any dogs from back then? Do you got a pet now, or
no? So my family, I don't have a pet here, but my family, we have two standard poodles back home.
Hell yeah,
poodles,
nice. Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, Jetta and Cruella. Yeah.
Damn, hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
So what's your plans with music?
So, man,
going forward, you just gonna be popping singles out?
Yeah, we're just popping singles out right now. So we got one coming out February 16th. I'm excited about.
Nice.
Fixed to make my Whiskey Jam debut the day before, February 15th.
Sweet.
So
nice.
I'm pumped about that. And so yeah, February 16th we got a song I wrote with Russell Sutton, Wesley Davis called Nashville to Nashville.
Oh yeah, I saw you playing that. I saw what's the golf guy?
John Daly.
John Daly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he's like my second
he was
dad.
like singing it. Dude. That was awesome.
Dude, he said, talk about stories. That's
How much? I saw that podcast he did with it was him, Bob, and Tucker.
yeah.
Did you see that?
Dude, so I've been in that same scenario that Tucker's been, and nothing is different.
Yeah.
It's just it's
He's
exactly like
he's
that.
like, what does he have his own drink or something?
Yeah, so he has the John Daly's, and I've consumed quite
He's
a few
like,
of
yeah, I
them.
drink like 16 or 2-3 cases of these a day.
So he talks about, so in that interview, he's talking about counting the 40 of those cans and 3 bottles of Belvedere. And I was there that day he did it. I know the day very well. He started drinking at 10 a.m. or 10 or 11 a.m. at Losers.
You know,
we finished like 3 a.m.
I was very intrigued by him because there was he's done a couple of sobriety stints
Yeah.
in his day, you know, and like did the 12 steps and all that stuff, which, you know, that's a big part of who I am. And,
Right.
but like I heard he said something like, he's like, yeah, I'm just, my golf game sucks when I'm sober or something like,
Yeah.
he was like, that just ain't me.
Yeah. I'll never
Pretty awesome. That guy's a legend.
Man, I'll never forget. So my buddy Ryan Mallett sent him some videos of me. This is how I met John.
Yeah.
And he sent him some videos of me. And then
Was that before you moved here? Or
that was when I moved here. So I met Ryan at Doghouse. I was playing a shitty shift down at on Sundays. It's like 11 to 2 down at Doghouse. And Ryan just popped in there, and I saw like a notification follow me. It said Ryan Mallett. So I figured out it was him. I was like, fuck Ryan Mallett on the mic. And he's like, bro, how do you know who I am? And we got to hanging out. Like we went on a couple day bender and hung out. And we're boys. And then Ryan sent in that bender, like he sent a couple of videos of John. Well, John, I ended up playing down at Losers 3 or 4 months later, and John comes in. What's crazy about John, and I love him for it, is no matter how drunk he is, he remembers everything.
That's awesome.
Dude, he remembers everything. Like he was hammering off his
I
ass
would
at
like to
Losers.
see McIlwain and John Daly party together.
Oh, bro, I think that's happened, has it? It hasn't. I thought you've been
need to
with
hook
us
that
on some of
up.
those nights. Oh, we can definitely make that. I'd have loved that, dude. So yeah, so like that would be epic.
That would be epic.
That would be epic. Yeah,
John would be like, what the hell are you saying?
yeah. I don't know. You know, me and John are both from Arkansas, so we can probably understand McIlwain. Yeah.
Selma.
But no, so like he remembered those videos, and so he's like, "Yo, bro, why don't you come up here and jam with me?" And we got up on stage at Losers, and then like he started coming in, and me and him got to hanging like during the day and stuff when he wasn't as drunk, and me and him just kind of. Now he calls me his son. He's like my second dad, and we've had some wild times together.
That's awesome, man.
He's been really good to me, influential. But
So you got the song coming out February 16th. What's up?
Yeah.
What's after that?
yeah, so February 16th, Nashville's coming out. We're doing an acoustic version, and then like March 26th, we got a song I wrote with Jimmy Ritchie and Tommy Carlos and Justin Lance, and so we got that one coming out. I Got You Covered, and it comes out March 26th. And then after that, we're going to put out a full band version of Nashville and rope all the songs into an EP
awesome.
called Nashville to Nashville. And got another one that I wrote by myself called Wild Hair that we'll throw in next
Hell
too.
yeah.
So
Hell
yeah, man. So we'll put out that EP, and then I've got some stuff I've been writing. I'm excited to, hopefully start cutting again and put out a new EP after that. But that's kind of the short-term goal.
When
right
y'all
now.
go into the studio, do y'all cut with a band, or does your guy like produce everything and then
So what's cool about the Nashville acoustic thing, me and him did that all just me
you and him? Yeah.
Just me and him. So like he did fiddle and dobro, and I did a bunch of the acoustic stuff, and he did some guitar stuff on it too, and then I sang on it. So like it was cool. Me and him did that thing together, but then all the other stuff we tracked with the band, in a session. And then if there's any overdub parts, me and him will do guitar parts and stuff on and stuff.
Yeah, how fun is that playing your own?
It's pretty cool. Like on Red Dirt, there's like this lick that we had come up with in our right, and like we're about to send to get mastered, and I forgot about it, and I was like, bro, don't send to get mastered yet. I want to add this. And so like, and Jimmy's like, man, I don't know what you're wanting to play there. And I was like, well, I'll come in and play it. And so he let me play on it, and I was like, that's cool. So that's fair to tell
it's pretty cool because like, here in Nashville we have great guitar players,
100%. There's some of the best.
Saul's played on. Saul played on Dick Down in Dallas.
Yeah,
he played on 3 Feet Tall.
Saul played on my whole session.
Yeah, he's awesome. And you got other great players, Ostrander and whoever else. But like it's pretty cool when an artist is a guitar player too. Like Keith Urban plays on all his own stuff.
Yeah, Vince Gill.
Vince Gill, dude.
Brad
He's so
Paisley.
underrated as a guitar
Vince
player.
Gill is so great. And like he'll like go and sit in with the time jumpers and stuff and just play guitar, bro. And like you'll never know when he's gonna be there and what single drops. Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, how did you have your own round downtown now?
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah.
How did you come about that?
So Vaden,
I played it.
Yeah, Trey's played it a couple times. Hasn't he?
What'd you
Or
call it?
once.
Little Skinny Shit Show?
Yeah,
or
Lil
something?
Skinny's Rowdy Shit Show. So this is a funny story. So I started helping Vaden with Smash Farm.
Yeah.
And he was like, because I knew so many people, crazily, and so I know a bunch of people around Midtown. And he's like, man, I'm struggling to find people. And I'm like, oh, get this person, get that person. He's like, how do you know these people? And I was like, oh, just being out and around. And he's like, well, once you put together a round for me, I'm gonna be out of town like this week. Once you put together a round, so I went hosted his round one night, and then like him and Haston got together. He's like, bro, like, and I was like, man, I'll help you with Smash Farm. We'll part up Smash Farm. He's like, bro, no, you need your own round.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. So I teamed up with Haston, and I didn't know what to call it. I was like, Lil Skinny's round. Like, what do I call this thing? And I had all these other things, and I wanted to do. I always wanted to call a round and have a round called Western as Fuck, which I saw that there was like another page that has their own like Western Fuck. I was like, well, I can't take that. That's already been done. So I go looking around and I get there to like meet with Haston. I'm like, he's like, all right, what we calling this thing? I was like, I don't know. He's like, well, the slot you had, Ryan Nelson had a round called the Shit Show.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let's just keep the Shit Show going. And I'll call it Lil Skinny's Rowdy Shit Show.
Yeah.
And because like I was just going to call it Lil Skinny's Shit Show, but I was like, well, I don't want to talk like call all the people on my round shit.
Yeah.
So I won't say Rowdy Shit Show. So I was like, it's like a wild party.
Yeah, it's like cool.
Yeah. It's cool. So I was
It's
like,
a cool shit show.
it's a cool shit show. So I was like, let's call it Lil Skinny's Rowdy Shit Show.
Yeah.
And so so we started chasing that thing, and we do it once a month, and we're fixing to have a 1 year anniversary February 20th.
That's awesome.
So yeah, man, that thing's
If
been
you need
cool.
anybody, hit me up if I'm in town.
Yeah, man, come play it.
But yeah, dude, thanks for being on the pod, bro.
Dude, thanks for having me,
where can
bro.
everybody find you on socials?
Yeah, man, everything's the same across the board. LIL_skinny_music. Check it out.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Well, y'all be sure to go follow him. Pre-save his new songs. I'm not sure when this is coming out, but it'll be a few weeks.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, we're signing out of the DM Monday podcast. Please rate and subscribe. And thank you for being here, Lil Skinny.
Yeah, thank you
Peace
for
out.
having me.
Troublemaker, I was just like you. With time on my hands, angels and devils both tried to use graffiti on the Mill Creek Bridge. School bully at the end of my fist. You swing, you miss, you learn, you live in a world that needs more outlaw kids. Moral breakers, a few good troublemakers. You don't gotta tell me it's strange. You can dream big, but you can't speak your mind. Some people say